Good morning, WCHS. I'm Jacob Lahr, and I'm your anchor for this week's show. Stay tuned for information that has to do with this year's spring musical, a classroom update from the Social Studies Department, and a look into the SPA ceremony that WCTV and SPV classes took last week. We'll be back after this. Even though the weather outside has said otherwise, it is still technically spring. Along with spring comes many different activities, including spring sports like soccer, track, golf, and tennis, along with some other activities including Special Olympics, and more to come like the Parade of Bands. Go out there and support the Lynx. Another activity that is coming up is the Spring Musical. The Spring Musical consists of students that audition for a role. This year's musical is You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. It is about the adventures that Charlie Brown has, along with the rest of the gang from the Peanuts franchise. Let's go to Daniel, or the lead of the play, Charlie Brown, to find out more about the musical. Daniel?
The doctors in WCHS and students have been hard at work preparing for the high school musical, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Let's see who they are and what they've been doing.
Hello, my name is Jonathan Dixon, and I play the role of Schroeder. We practice 4 to 6 in the afternoon. We do the music, the choreography, lines. A lot of it you have to do on your own, though, in your free time. My favorite song is the opening number for the play, which is You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
My name is Matthew Johnson. I play Linus, and my favorite part about participating in musicals is being able to portray a character that's completely opposite of yourself. My favorite song from the show is My Blanket and Me.
My name is Ms. Powers, and I am the director of the musical You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I chose You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown because it's the first year getting back into doing musicals again every other year. And I've built up the musical program and the speech and drama program, and then hopefully the next time we do this, in 2 years, we can have maybe a bigger cast and musical.
You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown will be held in the auditorium April 27th through the 29th. There will be a Friday show and a Saturday show, both at 7:30, and a Sunday show at 2 o'clock. This has been Daniel Blankenship, aka Charlie Brown, reporting for WCTV.
Thanks, Daniel. I will definitely be attending. It sounds like an enjoyable performance. Next up, we have another classroom update. You have heard a couple so far from the math and English classrooms, and a couple things in between. We now want to take a look into the Social Studies Department and what's going on in those classrooms.
Hey WCHS, it's Curtis Houghton here with another classroom update. This week is Social Studies. All those great classes, they teach you some skills and how to get through life. Let's go see what's going on.
Sociology is important because it tells us why people do things. Right now we're learning about countercultures. Countercultures are basically the opposite of our norms and regular cultures.
In economics, we are learning about macroeconomics, and tomorrow we will be learning about the national debt.
In geography, we learned about Africa, some of their crises they had. Some of the crises they had were some water shortages going on in some different parts, some terror groups that came through, and we also learned about some of the different religions that go on down there. We are now moving into India, mainly Nepal right now, because we're talking about Mount Everest and some of the different types of history that has been going on through there. Some people that are like the first people to climb Mount Everest.
In Reform, we're learning about the Renaissance and the history of the Catholic Church. It's a lot of fun because it's an interesting topic.
It's always good to stay caught up with other countries and learn about the memories of previous lifetimes. It's also good to stay all caught up with our classes here. This has been Curtis Houghton, reporting for WCTV.
Thanks, Curtis. Those seemed like some pretty interesting classes I will look into for the future. I can't wait. This past week, on Friday, the 13th, the Wctv and SPVG classes went on a trip to Minnesota. They were nominated for a Student Production Award, or SPA for short. Being nominated in and of itself is a great achievement. Let's talk to Kira and some other Wctv and SPVG members to find out more about the trip.
Hello WCHS, I'm Kira Wagner, and this past week, WCTV and SPVG went to claim awards at Bloomington, Minnesota for the SPA ceremony.
Student Production Award ceremony is hosted by the Upper Midwest chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. This gives an opportunity for high school and college students to submit their work into many different categories. SPVG was lucky enough to get a nomination in the category of Sports Live Event.
The trip was in Minneapolis. We went to Mall of America and Crown Plaza Hotel.
My favorite memory of the whole trip would have been walking around Mall of America for about 2.5 hours with Becky, Claudia, and Caitlin.
So if either WCTV or SPVG were to win an award, it would be a great honor and something that we could look on for the rest of our lives.
Though we didn't win, we were still nominated, and it's a great honor, and we learned for further occasions what to do and how to become better.
I was awarded by the National Academy of Television Art and Sciences 2018 AV All-Star. I won the award because I've been in WCTV for 4 years, and I've gone through all the stages. I was a talent, I've been a techie, and then I am currently the technical director.
It's a great honor to be nominated for these awards. This has been Kira Wagner with WCTV.
I, sadly, was not able to attend, but it looked like a lot of fun. Make sure to congratulate those members for being nominated. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication to produce a show like this every week, so being nominated is truly inspiring. Inspiration is a very noble thing. Have you ever been inspired by anyone? Kyle went to the street to find out who you are inspired by. Kyle.
My role model would have to be my older sister, Sierra, because she's kind, compassionate, artistic, and very fun to be around.
So the one person that inspires me is my little sister, because she got heart surgery when she was like 1, and she beat it all. So, woo!
Parker McIntosh inspires me because she's been my friend for 10 years and she always pushes me to do my best.
What inspires me is music bands like Europe, Poets of the Fall, and Powerwolf, and what they do is they inspire me just to play music and live my dream as a rock star and bass player.
My mom inspires me because she makes us food and takes care of me and my sister.
Thanks, Kyle. It is now time for our weekly part of the show known as What's Happening. This week we have Kyle giving you the rundown on what's going on for the Lynx this week. Kyle?
What's happening, WCHS? I'm Kyle Cheng, and here are the details for what's going on during this week. Today, boys tennis will be taking place at Grundy Center at 4:30. Also today, boys 9th and 10th grade track will take place at 5 o'clock. Girls track at Humboldt will also take place at 5 o'clock. On Tuesday, boys tennis with Applington Parkersburg will take place at 4:30 here at the high school. A little bit later in the evening, the 5th and 12th grade Parade of Bands concert will take place in the high school competition gym at 7:30. On Thursday, girls tennis at Iowa Falls Alden will begin at 4:30. Boys and girls track at Boone will begin at 5 p.m. and boys soccer at North Polk will begin at 5:30 p.m. On Friday, boys and girls golf at Hampton Dumont with IFA will both begin at 4:30. Also on Friday, girls tennis at Ballard will begin at 4:30. Girls soccer with Gilbert will begin at 5:30 p.m. here at the high school. And the high school spring musical will hold its first performance at 7 p.m. On Saturday, boys tennis at the South Hardin Tournament will begin at 9 a.m. and girls golf at Quimper Tournament will also begin at 9 a.m. The high school spring musical will hold its second performance on Saturday at 7 o'clock. Finally, on Sunday, the high school spring musical will hold its final performance at 2 p.m. This has been Kyle Ching with your What's Happening. Back to you, Jake.
Thanks again, Kyle. Make sure to go out and support the Lynx. Next week, I will be back in the field telling you all about the band fundraising. You will also hear about some of our small businesses in town and all of the prom day festivities. Kyle will be the anchor for next week's show. See you next week. This has been Jacob Lahr with WCTV.
Big Beethoven Day. It'll be a great recital, the pride of every boy. He's going to stand up and say, hooray, Beethoven, hooray. Good. Beethoven Day.